Yeah.
I want to apologize to you.
Oh, what?
About
Making
something a friend of mine did at one of your parties.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see if you can remember.
Parties. Yeah.
I'm going to apologize for my friend Gaspar.
No.
Can I share that story?
You can, but have you asked Gaspar?
Oh yeah,
Or Gaspar.
I speak for him. Gaspar. I speak for him. I think we mentioned this on air before, but
yeah.
It was your house, right?
Yeah, it was my house.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I just heard about it, and
it's so funny because I was thinking about this story on the way here because I was looking through y'all episodes and I saw that Gaspar
used to be one of the hosts
was on the show, and I was like, man, where's he been? I haven't seen him since.
He's been living, and he was living in Death Valley for a while. Now he's like in the mountains.
So you could tell the story, but let me give the lead up to the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was like, I don't know, what, 10 years ago?
2011.
Yeah, it felt like a decade ago, right?
Yeah.
And I was doing comedy, and there was this lady that came at a comedy show, and she was a black lesbian woman that worked in cannabis CBD stuff, and she was trying to get at it, and she was hooking me up with edibles. She was like, hey, why don't you eat this? Maybe you can let me eat that, you know? And I said, well, I'm not going to turn down free shit. You can keep dreaming, you know what I'm saying? And so I took all the edibles. I was like, give me all this shit. And so I hooked my homies up after, so we would hang out, and I'd be like, hey, look at what you got me. You should give me all this shit. So I was hanging out with
Gaspar, Johan,
and we were doing some, and then I was like, hey, here's some edibles. Let's fucking crack into them. And so then that's the lead up. Go ahead.
Gaspar is not like, that dude doesn't even drink coffee.
And I didn't really know him also. Like,
Gaspar
I didn't know.
Doesn't do any substance.
He doesn't do anything.
He's straight edge.
He's straight edge. And he doesn't
he's
even,
not straight edge if he did
He doesn't
that.
even drink coffee. So, but he was feeling experimental, you know?
He was straight edge up until that point.
Yeah. Well, he took a piece of whatever edible she gave him. I think it was he said it was a muffin or something, or a cookie. And he didn't feel the effect right away, so he thought my tolerance must be through the roof because I'm so healthy. So then he ate another one, and I think they were like high.
And I wasn't tripping because I was like, hey, whatever, this is a little edible.
And then apparently, this is according to Johan, they're sitting down watching TV, and then he just couldn't like breathe. And he said he was doing this, and then he got up and he was like, and then he said, hey guys, he told me this story. He's like, I think I need you guys need to call an ambulance. I think I'm having a heart attack.
And I was like, I entered and I was like, yo, you cool, man. You cool. It's just the edible, man. It's just, we let it pass.
And then he sat down after she said that. And then he was like, what if they're trying to kill me? That was his thought. He said his thought was like, I think they're trying to kill me, dude. Because
he's like, it's my life. It's my life. Give me an ambulance. And I was like, no, man, this is going to cost a lot of money, man. You're cool. You're not going to die. Like, it's my life. I was like, oh, fuck.
Did you guys end up calling an ambulance?
So, yes. So what we did, but before, so Johan's like, I'm going to walk with him outside real quick. I'm going to walk with him. When Johan comes back to the door, I open the door. Johan's like, hey, man, I think we need to get him an ambulance. Johan's holding Gaspar in one hand, like his arms on him. He holds an upside down water bottle open and pouring the water's Johan's holding the bottle, the water's just pouring out. He's like, hey man, I think we need to get an ambulance. I'm like, man, both of y'all fucked up right now. And I was like, no man, we don't. And he's like, we need to do this. And I was like, fuck, and that's when my life, you know. And then I was like, well, fuck, I guess we gotta call ambulance.
So we guys are all stoned out of your mind.
And I didn't want to feel like the person that they were like, because of you, he fucking died.
Right.
He asked for an ambulance. It is his right for a fucking ambulance. And I'm like, oh shit, like he's his right.
You start overthinking everything.
And then when the ambulance got there, Johan said, guys, he was like, my friends, we were doing edibles. He's really high. Like, I know that's the problem.
No, we didn't say he
didn't say that?
We were just like, we don't know what's going on. Because I was stressed that I was going to get in trouble for having the edibles.
Oh, shit.
And so they were like, so your friend, we think he got a hold of some edibles at a party. They were the ones.
Because he said that
you guys are all stoned.
Because he said that they laughed, right? Do you remember that?
I think they laughed, but I was like, don't nobody say shit that they got it from me, you know.
And then they connected like the
was weed wasn't really legal at this point.
It wasn't. Yeah.
So I was gonna say this. Was this the point where like people were making batches by themselves, and like sometimes you got a piece that had nothing in it, and then inch over, had everything.
Like it wasn't all spread out.
Maybe
evenly.
she worked with a cannabis company or whatever, where it was like if you had the card and all the things, it was like
Gotcha.
happening there in the beginning. So she hooked me up with actual stuff that was like packaged, like legit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but even stuff back then was very different than it is now. Like,
Yeah.
Totally,
you can,
yeah.
you can get a range of things. For back then, it was like
The
there's
quality of things.
Yeah, back then it was like, oh, you get 100 milligrams or nothing.
Right.
Yeah. It was a hit or miss.
Right.
But yeah, I think they were giggling. I think they were laughing.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
took him. They took him.
They took him in?
They took him to the hospital. They took him. You know?
Shit. Because he did say.
How much did that ride cost?
Well, I don't know, but he
Shit, I think
did
it was like
say.
11.
He did say they connected. The,
11,000.
I think it was like
really?
a couple thousand. It was like hell of thousand.
He said they connected
What?
the EKG or whatever. What is it? The one where it checks your oxygen levels.
Yeah.
And he said that it was, the oxygen levels were really low. And he started freaking out. And they told him, well, it's probably because you're hyperventilating, dude.
Yeah.
So he was like, just relax. And then his oxygen levels were fine. And they just like give him some water. Get the fuck out of here. Like that was it.
I remember the
That
next
cost
day.
$11,000.
I think it cost hella money. I
Yeah.
forgot because when I talked to Johan after, he's like, yeah, his parents had to go to the hospital and get him, and they like live hella far.
Yeah.
Like it was a couple, like an hour or something, an hour and a half, and then it was like they're hella pissed about how much it cost, and I was like, fuck. And I don't have beef with him. I just never talked to him again. I think he might have hated me. I'm like some evil lady that gave him drugs and fucked up his life. I was like, oh no.
Well, he probably couldn't afford to text you again.
Right. I was like, I didn't try to ruin
That's
your
why he
life.
left the voice party. He couldn't afford to do
he couldn't
anything
afford
after
it
that
no
bill.
more. I remember also.
But Gaspar, just a message to him. I love you. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're safe, and it is your life. And
and
just
you
happy
called
everything worked
the
out.
ambulance.
I called the ambulance.
You saved his life, dude.
We need to up our game and shit. We need to do comedy butt naked, right?
I remember this dude.
Shit for you, but thank you.
He started saying his goodbyes to his
At the end, I just remember the guy coming up and giving me the check, and he goes, "Yeah, that'll be our last time."
When the Beatles, wrote the White Album, did they have to pass it in front of some drunk that had so why are we doing